Good day, everyone. So today we will have our fourth lesson in our block 3. So we are done with the multiplying fraction with the two two mixed number into a fraction. So today we will apply it in a word problem. So let's have a word problem. A recipe uses 5/6 of a cup of flour for a cake. Nicole decides to use 1/3 of the quantity. How much flour will she use? Again, a recipe uses 1/6 of a cup of flour for a cake. Nicole decides to use 1/3 of the quantity. How much flour will she use? We all know that first thing that we do is to get the important given fraction in our word problem. Then the next is we need to find the operation. And then we will solve the given um, problem. So we all know that 5/6 is the cup of flour for making a cake. And Nicole decides to get the 1/3 of it. So in able for us to get the 1/3 of 5/6, we need to do multiplication. Okay? So as you can see here, we have now 5/6 times 1/3. Because there is no divisible with each other, and our numerator and denominator, we can now multiply directly. So we have here 5 times 1 is equal to 5. 6 times 3, that is 18. So because 5 over 18 has no other common divisible with each other, we can say that she used 5 over 18 cup of flour. So today we are doing or tackling about solving word problems in our block 3. So this would be our aim for today. Students will be able to solve multi-step word problems on multiplying fractions. Again, I want you to pause the video and able for you to write the following in your notebook. Students will be able to solve multi-step word problems on multiplying fractions. Okay, so I guess all of you are done writing our aim for today. We will proceed with our activity that we need to solve in each item. Okay, let's have letter A. Robert finished his homework in 3 over 15 of an hour. Louise finished his homework in 1/3 of an hour. Who took less time to finish their homework? By how much time was it less? How much time does Robert spend to do his homework in 5 days if he does an equal amount of work every day? So there is the three questions that we need to solve in letter A. The first thing is we need to find who took less to finish their homework. Second is by how much. Okay? And the third one is how much time that Robert spent for doing the complete homework in 5 days. So let's do this. So all we already know that Robert has 3 over 15 and Louise has 1/3. So we will have the question who took less time to finish their homework. Okay, so we will be basing on the word problem of an hour. So in 1 hour, how many minutes do we have? Okay, very good. That is 60 minutes. In 1 hour, we have 60 minutes. And able for us to get or to identify which of them is the less time or who took less time, we need to solve our fraction of individual to our 60 minutes. Okay, so let's start with Robert. 3 over 15 times 60 because we are pertaining with an R. Okay? So, as you can see, we have a fraction and a whole number. If we are multiplying this kind of equation, we need to convert first our whole number into a fraction. So we'll copy 3 over 15 times. Always remember whole number. If we are converting it into fraction, the denominator is always 1. So we got 3 over 15 times 60 over 1. Now that we are done with converting, let's see if there is divisible with each other. For example, 3 and 1. Is there any divisible between them? No. How about 15 and 60? Yes, it is divisible by 15. So 15 divided by 15 is equal to 1. 60 divided by 15 is equal to 4. So we can now multiply directly. 3 times 4 is 12. 1 times 1 is 1. So we got 12 over 1. Is this our final answer? Not yet. 12 divided by 1 is equal to 12. Because we are pertaining with the time, we'll put 12 minutes. So we can say that Robert can finish his homework in 12 minutes. Let's have Louise. 1/3 times 60. So we'll convert our 60 into fractions. So we got 1/3 times 60 over 1. So still, look at your 1. There is no divisible between them. So we'll go with 3 and 60. We all know that 3 and 60 has a common divisibility rule of 3. So 3 divided by 3, that is equal to 1. 60 divided by 3, that is 20. Now, we will solve the following. 1 times 20, that is 20. 1 times 1, it's 1. So, we got 20 over 1, that is 20 minutes. So, we can see that Luis finished his homework for 20 minutes. So, let's go back with the question. Who took less time? When you say less, it has a smaller time consumed for making his homework done. So that would be Robert. Robert took less time to finish his homework. That is the first question. Let's go with the second. By how much time was it less? So because Robert has the smaller time, we will subtract it in our 1/3. 1/3 minus 3 over 15 is equal to, so as you can see, 3 and 15 is a different denominator, so we need to think of a number that we can multiply to 3 and able to get 15. Okay, very good. That is 5. So we'll need to multiply 1 times 5 over 3 times 5 minus 3 over 15. Okay, 1 times 5, that is 5. 3 times 15, 5, that is 15. So we got 5 over 15 minus our second fraction, which is 3 over 15. So now that we come up with a like fraction, we can now subtract directly. 5 minus 3, that is 2. and copy your denominator 15. So the answer would be 2 over 15. So we can see that Robert took less time by 3 over 15 of an hour. And the third question, how much time does Robert spend to do his homework in 5 days? If he does an equal amount of every day, work of every day, how much time does Robert spend to do his homework in 5 days? If he does an equal amount of work every day. So we already know that Robert spent his homework for 12 days per, okay, 12 minutes per day. Because it's asking for 5 days, we need to multiply. So we can say that 12 minutes times the 5 days that we need to find. Okay, 12 times 5, that is 60 minutes. So we all know that 60 minutes is equal to 1 hour. So we can say that Robert will spend 1 hour in 5 days to complete his homework. So that is our activity A. Now it's your turn to answer the following word problems in your notebook. Again, it's your turn to answer the following in your notebook. I want you to pause the video and able for you to answer the following activities. Okay, so I guess everybody is done answering their work, their activities in their notebooks. So now let's check if your answer is correct. Let's have letter B. Bianca drove for 5/6 of the distance and Sam drove for 1/8 of the distance. If the total distance was 144 kilometer, how many kilometers did each person drive? How many kilometers still need to be covered? So there is the two questions that we need to answer. First, we know that Bianca has a 5/6 and Sam has 1/8. Because we are pertaining with the total of distance, we need to find how many kilometers did each person drive. So we need to multiply. So we'll start with Bianca. 5/6 times 144. Again, we have the 144, which is a whole number. So we need to convert it into fraction. The denominator is 1. So let's have here 5/6 times 144 over 1. So we all know that 6 and 144 has a divisibility or divisible with each other, that is that is 6. So 6 divided by 6, that is 1. 144 divided by 6, that would be 14. So now we need to multiply directly. 5 times 14, that is 120. 1 times 1, that is 1. So 120 divided by 1 would be 120 kilometers. So we can say that Bianca drove 120 kilometers already. How about Sam? So let's have 1/8 times 144. We need to convert our 144 into fraction. 1/8 times 144 over 1 is equal to, okay, again, we need to look if there is divisible with each other. 8 and 14. Yes, they have divisible by 8. So 8 divided by 8, that is 1. 144 divided by 8, we got 18. So 1 times 18, that is 18. 1 times 1, that is 1. So 18 divided by 1, we got 18 kilometers. So we can say that Sam drove for 18 kilometers already. So this is the kilometer in each person drive. Now we will go with the second question. How many kilometers still need to cover? Still need to be covered. Okay, so enable for us to get the still need to be covered for our kilometers, we can say that 144 kilometer minus the quantity of 120 kilometers plus 18 kilometers. Why did we add 120 and 18? Enable for us to find the remaining or left kilometers that they need to drive on. So we'll have copy the 144 kilometer minus, we'll need to add 120 plus 18. That is 138 kilometers. So 144 minus 138 kilometers, we got 6 kilometers. So they need 6 kilometers to cover the distance of 144 kilometers in all. Did you got the correct answer? Very good. So let's have letter C. We have one carton weighs 4 and 1/4 kilogram and another weighs 3/5 kilogram. What will be the weight of 1/2 such cartons together? Okay, there is the word together. Okay, the first thing we need to do is we need to add our first and the second carton. Okay, so we have 4 and 1/4 plus 3/5. So we need to convert our mixed number into improper fraction. 4 times 4, that is 16 plus 1, 17. Then copy our denominator, which is 4, plus our second fraction, which is 3/5. Now, we have a fraction. We need to find our LCD, or least common denominator, between 4 and 5. So the least common denominator between them is 20. So what is the number we can multiply to 4 and 5 and able for us to get 20? Okay, very good. So we'll multiply 4 times 5. In our denominator, we have 4 times 5. In our numerator, 17 times 5. How about the other? We will need to multiply it by 4. 3 times 4 and 5 times 4. So now, we need to solve the following. 17 times 5, that would be 85 over 20, plus 3 times 4, that is 12 over 20. Now we got a like fraction. We can now simply add the following. 85 plus 12, that would be 97, and copy our denominator, which is 20. Because 97 over 20 is improper fraction, we need to convert it into mixed number. So we need to divide this one. 97 divided by 20, we got 4 and 17 over 20. So this is the weight of the two cartons together. But then the question, what will be the weight of half? Okay, what would be the half of our two cartons? So we need to multiply 1/2 times 4 and 17 over 20. So because 4 and 17 over 20 is a mixed number, we need to convert it into improper fraction. We need to copy first our 1/2. 1/2 times 97 over 20. Okay, so we need to multiply directly. 1 times 97, that is 97. 2 times 20, that is 40. Do we have any divisible with each other? No. So we need to divide 97 divided by 40. We got the answer of 2 and 17 over 40. So this is the half of our 2 added cartons. So how do we solve word problems on multiplying fraction? Always remember this. First, we need to list the given fractions. Write all mixed numbers as improper fraction or convert the following mixed numbers into improper fractions. Second, find out if we need to add, to subtract, or multiply. So you need to find out what are the keywords that we need to identify if we will just use the add, the addition, the subtraction, or multiplication. And the third one, we need to solve the word problem step by step by applying the rules of addition, subtraction, and multiplication of fraction to get the answer. And the fourth one, you need to simplify the fraction if we get the answer or convert it into mixed numbers if it is necessary. When is that necessary? If your answer is a proper fraction, then you got the it's no need to simplify. But then if you got improper fraction, you need to convert it into mixed number. So now that you know how to solve word problems with these activities, I want you to get your workbook and open in page 18. Answer sheet work number 4, solving word problems. Again, open page 18. Answer sheet work number 4, solving word problems. So that will be all for today. God bless.